So what I have for you in this video is another parcel, again from eBay. It's where I get most of my used Game Boys from. This one is, if I bring it up on the eBay listing for you to see, this is a Game Boy Color Teal. The item listing says faulty, but it also comes with the original case, which from that one photo looks to be in pretty good condition. So this was a total of, I think I paid £37.90, which means they took my offer of £35 plus £2.90 delivery, which £2.90 delivery for what the size of this is, it comes within a couple of days, it's not too bad. So let's go ahead and open this. I have kind of already opened this before, so don't need to bother spending ages opening it. Inside, nicely packaged, is our Game Boy Color. So inside some parcel paper, and then inside some bubble wrap is our Game Boy Color. So, like I said, from the photos, the box looked to be in very good condition. So I'll just do a quick tour around it. Hopefully the camera focuses. You can see here, this is probably going to stay on. I'm not going to bother trying to get this off unless I know for sure it won't leave any residue behind. But this sticker is what Argos, I think, they don't use stickers like this anymore, but they still use the same item numbering system. There's 3 numbers separated by a / and then 4 numbers. That's their like item numbering system. On the side, you can see it is in great condition. On the bottom, the same again. We've got the original sticker still intact. There is a slight tear here, obviously where it's probably been pulled and the sticker has held part of it down and it's torn slightly. So slight tear there. Onto the final side there, and again, you know, no damage to the box here, and then back to the top. On the front, I only see a slight dent. You can see it there in the reflection of my light, just there. It's not that noticeable. On the silver reflective, there's like a bit of, I don't know if that's worn off or something's rubbed onto it, but I'll have a look at that in closer detail at some point. But otherwise, on the front, this is in lovely condition. And then finally on the back, again, looking in the reflection, bit of a dent there, that's fine. Move it down. This is in amazing condition. So I'm pretty confident as well. I've not had any experience about spotting aftermarket boxes, but this one tells me it's real purely because of a bit of aging here and also this sticker at the top, which is obviously, like I said, the Argos stickering system. That looks to be dated, and also just the general kind of design of the box, this looks to be official. If anyone has any extra ways of identifying or ways logos are or where to look, then do let me know. But otherwise, we'll go ahead and open this up. So inside is the Game Boy itself, and I can see it's kind of like slightly off. It's not level with the inner cardboard here, but that's fine. Take out the Game Boy, and I can also see, which I don't think was in the listing, I'll double check, we've got some of the inserts here, which again, I don't think anyone's replicating these, so we can have a look at those later on. But onto the Game Boy itself. Now the description says, I'm going to bring it back up just so I'm quoting rather than trying to remember. So it said for parts are not working. The description says, I'll bring it up here, the Game Boy did start with batteries earlier in the year, but I've tried recently and it's not starting up. I have not been able to try with mains, therefore it is being sold for parts / not working. So there's an issue with starting up, which obviously can be a number of things, but I'm most likely going to guess probably something along the lines of corrosion on the battery terminals, or I would more say the power switch for a GBA, but because I don't really have much experience of the power switches going as quick as they do on Game Boy Advances as they do for Game Boy Color. So let's put some batteries in. Let's see if this boots up. Yeah, we get nothing. I'm going to keep switching it just to see if we get a flicker on the LED light, but I don't think I'm seeing anything at all. No. Right. Obviously, at this stage, it's time to open it up and just check to see. So they said it turned on earlier in the year, which if they are if they were opening this up and putting batteries in a year ago and then they've left it with some batteries in, that could be a reason why, but we'll obviously find out just now. So let's make sure I've got my right screw bit in. And just from looking at this, actually, let's see if I can get a few close-up shots. I don't think it's been opened. Can't tell much from there. On the battery terminal, struggling to focus a little bit, I apologise. There we go. I can see a little bit of corrosion in there, I think. Maybe it's just dust. Definitely on this terminal here. If you look down the side there, there's a little bit. And I'm just trying to look at these screws. So that one there, you can see there's a bit of gunk on it. That one's not too bad. That one's fine. And so's that one. So it's just this left one here that's a bit weird. But that kind of tells me that this hasn't been opened. Just looking at the inside of the shell here, I don't see anything untoward. So there's a little bit of corrosion on this back plate, kind of screw hole here, which manifests itself onto these pads here, which has got some corrosion on, and actually I can actually see there is quite a few areas on the board that have corrosion on it. So let's start with down at the bottom. I think I'm fully zoomed in. Yep. Down at the bottom here on the headphone jack, you can see it's like sprouted up like a bit of popcorn there. Lovely. On the back of the battery terminal, you can see some corrosion there. You can see a little nubbing of it on the card reader just here. And then if we move towards the top, I can see there's a few areas of concern. So if we get this focused, not looking too good. Hopefully a bit of IPA and vinegar will hopefully get rid of this, and we can give it a test. But I'm going to get this board out now, separate it from the front. I think the corrosion here has stuck it to the... Oh, okay. Okay then. Right. Yeah, so, where do we begin? Silicone pads have some blue corrosion on. Let's just drop out the buttons there, set them to the side. So you can see there's a lot of residue left on the foam for the screen, so I'm hoping that foam has protected the screen from whatever happened to this Game Boy Color. And I can always pop this into a working board and test our screen, so I will do that shortly, but let's have a closer look up at this rear side of the board. Wow, okay, lots of corrosion all across the board here. On all the trace points, over the A and B pads, some on the D pad. Yeah, this is going to take, and on the start and select, oh my god, the start and select, just interesting. So I think, I can only assume that they've left batteries in for this, and that it's somehow leaked all over the board. I mean, there's a little bit here. Okay folks, I've spent about the past 48 hours, not total, but the past 2 days, trying to solve this enigma, so to speak. This Game Boy is really, from the looks of it, obviously there's quite easy to see some corrosion on the first few clips of this, but there doesn't seem to be any major issues. However, the amount of corrosion that's on the board, inside all of the vias, getting into the traces, it has just proven to be a very challenging, if not almost impossible fix for me to do. So, I've spent plenty of time doing it. I can boot the, let's do a quick run of this. I'll show you exactly what stage I got to. Just before going to that, I have removed the speaker because the speaker didn't work and it was just getting in the way. I removed the DC input, or the AC input, I think it's the AC, yeah, AC input, and just bridged it here so the power would work. Down here, there was an issue from the F1 fuse and the switch. The continuity was not there because of the corroded vias on the board, therefore breaking the connection there. So I had to put in a wire, you can just about see there, that goes through a via to the other side where I've kind of scraped away to the copper in order to access this trace here that then feeds through a via to the other side and so on. But anyway, and then, even then, the Game Boy boots on, turns on. However, after taking the screen on and off that many times, this brown tab has kind of broken. It doesn't stay in or in place. It kind of just slides away, so that's a pain. It's not too much of a problem. Like I imagine once it's seated and it's locked in place, it will be okay. However, going forward, it's not good for the longevity of this device. And then on top of that, it just refuses to read any cartridge. Now, I've tested every single pin on here with continuity on the pins here and also on the underside there. If I can just quickly show you, on all these pins here. So I'm trying to get in camera. All the pins across there, everything. And even then the pins that go up to the vias at the top, and again, it's not a properly reliable test, but I came across no continuity errors there. And even trying to clean the pins in the cart reader, nothing would get this Game Boy to read cartridges. So, I'll tell you what my plan is in a second. However, let's give this, I'll show you what it does when we turn it on. I forgot to put the power switch in, so again, let's get some tweezers. So it's powered on, and you can see that screen is just not enjoying anything that the PCB is throwing at it. It just doesn't want to play nice. As you can see there, it's inverted. It wasn't at the beginning. It hasn't been inverted for the past, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours that I've been trying. It just does random things. So I think this board, without spending way too much time and trying loads of things, I mean here just moving it around, it's starting to glitch out. Yeah, without properly going into it, of which I don't really have the time nor the patience, and that might, I don't know, not resonate with a few people, but my point being, I'm going to give up on this board trying to revive it. What I am obviously going to keep is the shell, the buttons, the screen. They all work fine. I say they all work fine. The screen works fine. However, this board does not. So the plan is, and this was kind of like a suggestion from someone on the Discord. And again, I mean, you can see here as I'm taking this ribbon cable out, this brown tab, yeah, it's had it. This was a suggestion on the Discord. And again, I just want to thank everybody on the Discord. Links in the description to the Discord I'm talking about, the Game Boy Discord. No matter how many times I post problems in the troubleshooting section and just ask for advice, even though some members will say repeatedly what the problem is most likely to be, and I kind of, I don't want to say ignore that, but that's what it probably felt like to them. Even though they said multiple times the corroded vias is the problem, I eventually concluded that, yeah, it's the mass corrosion across this board that's in all the vias and affecting the traces and the continuity of all of the individual elements. So what the plan is, and like I said, it was a suggestion on the Discord. When I was trying to figure out the problem with this Game Boy, this particular Game Boy, I like to use the schematic, but also, more preferably, I like to look at PCBs that have had all the kind of solder mask and all of this taken off, so all the traces are visible. That way, I can physically see where components connect and what they interact with, where power should be routed and things like that. It just helps me visually to see, okay, so from this point to this point, there should be continuity, or there should be connection. However, for the Game Boy Color, there isn't any images of, or high resolution images as well, of this PCB with all this removed and all the components as well. So let's take this opportunity to, one, use this board as donor parts. Now, some of these probably work perfectly fine, these chips here, and maybe some of the fuses, but in order to get access to all of the traces underneath, everything has to come off. The volume wheel, the ribbon cable connector, the power switch, the chips, the card reader, everything has got to come off. So the next part of the video is going to be most likely going to be a sped up video of me removing individual components from this board, hopefully set to some relaxing music, if I could find any that are copyright free, that is. Otherwise, after I've removed the components, I will then either use, and probably not going to use, a fiberglass pen purely because of how much is on here. What I will instead use is some sandpaper and do some wet sanding to remove this mask. So that's the plan for this video. That's the outcome for this video. I apologize I couldn't get this one fixed. Unfortunately, this one is going to be having its final say in the form of a resource being made that everyone can use going forward. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy the next part of this video.